Hi, welcome to our place in Sicily. This is our next room by room look. Today we're looking at our bathroom, our main bathroom, our bathroom. This is Matt, you know me, I'm Jen, and I'm gonna give you a little tour of this room. Okay, so here we are in our bathroom, our ensuite bathroom, sorry, I guess that makes more sense. And we're gonna walk you through this. It's not a traditional bathroom. It wasn't a bathroom before this. We don't actually know what this room was, right?
Kind of feels like a maybe a dressing room.
If this was a bedroom, but it also could have just been like where the ladies retired to have, you know, after dinner. We have no idea how any of these rooms were used yet. We've got some people in town that we're gonna hopefully talk to, but let's stop chatting and let's start showing. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera around. All right, I think we should start, Matt, with the sort of most impressive part, which is not this electrical, but the ceiling. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm gonna back up. That was my vocal cue to Matt. Let me trip on him. Okay, so it's not very wide. How wide?
I would say it's maybe 10 or 11 feet wide, and maybe 18 feet, 19 feet deep.
Yep. Can you? How about for
scale?
Scale. Why don't you be our male model, our Vanna White, our Matthew White, and that's how big it is. And it's got a. Let's talk about the floor for a second. We'll go back up to the top in a second. Matt, you want to tell about this tile?
Yeah, beautiful. This is pavimento, right?
This is, well, any tile on the floor is pavimento. This is cimentino.
Cimentino, thank you. Meaning made out of cement.
Correct. And that means the color is goes through the top layer, so this can be sanded and it can be all nice and beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful now, it's dirty. But it'll be all beautiful again. We're gonna do some interesting things with this too. Okay, and then the walls, let's do some of these, and then we can talk a little bit about our plans for this room too while we walk around. So we have definitely the sort of initial layer, and then it looks like it was painted yellow at some point. And then it was wallpapered. We still have some wallpaper remnants to remove. Exciting stuff there. This is definitely a paper wallpaper. It's not a vinyl. It's kind of a cute pattern. It looks like screen printed. I can feel the texture on it. This is old. I'm not sure. We're definitely saving bits and pieces of all of these and the colors. I need to document this color. It's a little different on any different wall, but if I go over to this wall, oh, the camera's picking it up as white, but it's really like a buttery, creamy yellow. It's better on this wall. It's interesting. There seems to be something dark under there too. So maybe there was another layer under it, or actually, probably what that is, and you'll see that in our other rooms, is it could be from the artist wiping off his brush, which he did in like all the rooms. So we'll probably look for some of that. Now, Matt, what do you think of the walls in this room?
Well, I mean, they're
This needs to be washed.
Yeah, some of them need to be stabilized. Some of them are a little bit crumbly. Other ones are in decent shape.
Yeah, this side seems to be pretty good shape, even though we've obviously had some water damage here in the past. And these lines are actually, let's see if I can sit still long enough. These guys are electrical that was brought in at some point after, and then probably touched up.
I also like the fact that they've painted over the electrical lines.
That's
you can see somebody's come along and said, oh, we have to put 5 power cables over our mural.
And honestly, depending on when Giuseppe Sciuti, this was done by the same person as our other ones, painted this, it could be that Giuseppe himself painted over that. I guess we kind of have to see behind those layers to see if it was painted once before. That would be an interesting, see, like we're learning things even as we show you these, which is kind of why we like showing them. We've got some
I think these wires are more modern, so. Like they didn't used to do them this flat, I think, so I think we're talking about.
Oh, that's true, they would have had the twist.
Yeah, and knob and tube kind of thing.
So that's interesting. Somebody did a good job coming in and painting over them. That is a pretty good job for just like anybody to do. But if they came in and did it in the whole house, you don't have to look in the other rooms. Did they just have the same artist come in and do all of those? Giuseppe Sciuti is known for this bright yellow color, and we've seen a lot of his work. This is really different from some of our other rooms. And so we wondered if it was or not, and somebody said, yes, it's definitely his because of this yellow. And then we went and saw another palazzo in town, and they have very, very ornate. You might think this is ornate, but this is like, take all of this ornateness and crush it into like one 4x4 space, and then multiply it. It was so ornate. Maybe, let's see, we'll put a picture in here of that. Okay, so I'm just showing you some of the details. This would be an easy one for me to fix once I know the correct way to clean it. Again, as I mentioned in other room by rooms, I'm going to consult the conservator before I do anything. Some of this stuff should be easy to clean. There are special sponges, they're like Mr. Clean sponges, but they come in different weights. And they're made for cleaning stuff like this. What I love about this, Matt, is that it looks like somebody's made beautiful wrought iron roof for us, and I can just look out into the sky.
Yeah.
So I think we should tell them a little bit about our plans for this room. Okay, so hopefully our sound is better too. We put our little mics on, but it's very echoey in this room, so we'll do what we can. So I'm going to move far away from this wall. This is the wall dividing the bathroom from the bedroom, and we needed a good way to make up this wall. Plus, in the bedroom, when we do our room by room, you'll see more about that. We needed a place to put a closet because we're still Americans at heart, and we like a good closet.
We do like a closet.
We like a closet, also plumbing and electric. Plumbing, electric, in a closet, and we are happy people. Okay, so Matt, why don't you go over to this corner and show them where, so what we're gonna actually do is take this wall out and do something new. To honor this past, we wanna keep the ceilings, but be able to make this a bathroom. So we're gonna open the wall, the whole wall is gonna come out, but what's gonna remain is an opening on that side where Matt is, and the same size opening in this corner, and we're gonna build a cube sized room. Let me show them that picture real quick here. So you can see in this picture that it's sort of a cube room built to support where the ceilings come down in between. And you can see, let me show you, there is what do we have in here, Matt?
Well, we've got a tub, we've got a sort of a toilet room, and then we've got a shower. And it's really, I think, just solving some of the flow issues of, like, if you left the room as it was, you had to be able to sort of walk around the room by effectively just kind of replacing the wall with two openings. You can basically keep everything in the middle here.
And give yourself a wall for everything. A toilet needs a wall.
Right.
I guess a bathtub doesn't necessarily need a wall, but a shower needs a wall. And at the same time, I think, Matt, one of the things we're doing, we can move into some lighting here. I was having you, inviting you into the light.
The shot.
Come into the light, Matt. Is that we want to honor this house, but we need a bathroom. We need bathrooms in this house. Maybe we don't need as many as we're putting in, but we need to figure out how to make that work. And what I like about what our architect, Igor Grupaldi, has put in here is this new idea. So not making it, we're taking out the old and making something that looks like now, but we're sort of injecting something special that will almost make you think about the old more. It really is highlighting the old by becoming sort of neutral, but also so well thought out. I love how I used it the other day on somebody's thing, so cerebral that in the best way that Igor is as he thinks about this. And this is a similar cube to, if you haven't watched our room by room family room, I can pop the link up here. You should look at that because there will be a cube in there as well. We may put a cube in another part of the house, but it's more important that each room works on its own merits. But this is just like a really good way to get what we need and modernize it how we need for needs, not modernizing it how we need for aesthetics. Because if I can magically make this go back in time and have a bathroom in it, I would leave it how it is. So putting this cube in, now we have to decide, you can see in the pictures, let me show you a picture of it sort of white out here. So you can see with this picture, there's not, this is just sort of our blank canvas and we can decide what we want to put on it. In the earlier picture, it was a shiny black, but there's not really black in here, but it was the best way for Igor to sort of show us how he wants this. He wanted it shiny. He wants it shiny to reflect more of the beauty that is already in here, which again is genius. So as we think about that, we're thinking about other surfaces we could do. I think we want to do something lighter because it's a fine dance between your architects. You have to give them the freedom to come up with something creative, and then it's your job as a good customer to make that
something
that works for you, and hopefully they'll. Sorry, motorcycle. Hopefully they'll push back on you a little bit, and you'll push back. And it's not even pushing back. It's like, how about this? And how about this? And when you end up with something that's greater than either of you could have come up with together. So you need to be a good customer and give your creative people room to breathe. This is my first time ever working with an architect. It's very hard as a creative person, but it's also it's been so worth it because he's come up with ideas I never ever could have come up with. I don't have the schooling. I don't know. More loud cars. I don't know what can be done and what can't come down and what could come down, and so he's just bringing a wealth of knowledge. It's so fantastic. So now we have to figure out what our surfaces are going to be. I'm going to flip this back around and give you a little more detail. Let's talk about these walls that we have right now behind us, and maybe we'll go out on the balcony too. All right, I feel like we should lead with the balcony now, Matt, as we come back in.
All right.
Okay, so beautiful balcony here. Of course, it's on the bathroom. So, we'll probably figure out some way to have this open, but I don't want to do frosted glass per se, but, curtains or something. But it's just beautiful.
We do have neighbors, and we have the church, right?
The church. This is the church. Whoops. And what we found out is the people who built this house lived in this building before they built where we are, which was a garden. And so they built here. So that was the beginning of this house, actually. Practice living in that one, which is really, they call the houses, the church houses, the houses behind the church. It was very interesting. It's a lovely little view, but this sort of decided where we were going to put the bathtub, which, if I back out, Matt, can you tell them sort of the flooring? It's going to be about.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out exactly where it is, but it's probably someplace around here.
Yeah, and it's going to be created. Like, we don't have to go buy a bathtub because it's going to be created out of a cement plaster or something. Again, another material we didn't know about. And these walls, this wall's coming. Is one of the ones coming down. That opening I talked about before will be here. But these walls, I think once these are clean, I really like these. Maybe they'll get us a light sandpaper, but it's like if you wanted this as a faux finish, it would cost you thousands of dollars. So my hope is we can clean this up, and on the other side, it's a little more rough. So we'll have to figure out a little more cleaning up to do, and some stabilizing, but my hope is that we can really create something like beautiful and and aged. And then possibly, I don't know, Matt and I were thinking, do we do like a Venetian plaster? If you're not familiar with a Venetian plaster, it's a plastering concept that you almost burnish the surface. So it's like if you burnished a paint surface until it was shiny. So that might be what we do there. All right, and then, so you also might be asking, okay, if you're gonna put a cube in here, are you not gonna be able to see this? And the answer is no, we will be able to see it. So you wanna talk a little bit about that? What's
Yeah,
going to be open on the cube?
We're still working out the details exactly,
Back up a little
but because
bit.
we do want to have proper ventilation and stuff for shower and bathroom and that kind of thing. But it is our intention to keep the top of the cube visible, transparent, so that we can see the ceiling.
Right, with the exception of the toilet room, which will stay closed because it's a toilet room, and that's why we put it in a room by itself. But we will be up, and essentially, I think I'll be able to like look right up at the center angel from the bathtub. And let's be honest, I'm the one using the bathtub. The shower, I'm gonna pop in a picture of the shower because what I like on here is there's like a little seating area that's gonna be on the side, and Igor even suggested that we could put like a little rain shower head separate from the actual showering head, so you could just sit on that seat and just let the rain fall on you and think all your good thoughts. I have the best thoughts and ideas in the shower. All right, and then let's just talk a little bit more about this mural. Matt, we like to give them all the details, so it's sad that we aren't going to be using these doors. These are beautiful doors, but we'll save them in case we can use them in another room. There's a lot, why don't you give those a close? They're so thick and beautiful and well made. I mean, these days, so how many? We have like 1, 2, 3, 4 different sort of angles paneled into that. This guy here goes up into the ceiling and would hold that shut. And then there's another one down at the bottom. And then this little guy was put on much later, but that's to hold the doors open so you could have a breeze going through here.
Well, and yeah, we like you can see, we've broken some glass on here, and that's because we left the doors open and the winds came in and sort of slammed them shut too hard. So having the ability to lock them open is important. Exactly, because the winds can really pick up, but that feels good usually in the house. Also, the more winds there are, it gets a little dusty, but there's less flies, I find. Again, we've got Giuseppe Sciuti's way of like creating, see this little like shadow he's created just with another color of paint to show depth. And even around all of this work that's supposed to look like plaster work, 3D, and it's totally flat but looks so dimensional. He was a real master at this. I like the fine details in this. I mean, this room would be beautiful with just this alone, right? It's so perfect. He did this without a projector or anything. Obviously some math involved, the way he handles the corners, the things he puts in the corners, the way he changes colors. This green speaks to the green in the wrought iron, which is just beautiful. He's obviously painted the clouds behind it first. It's a little hard to see them clearly because of the dirt and probably some mold up there. Again, we're not worried about this because it's all surface stuff, because this is stone, and stone doesn't absorb. Well, I would say
wood.
We are slightly worried in that we're going to have the roof taken off, and so we're
totally worried about that. I'm not worried about the mold here.
Yeah.
So what we're worried about, and we're getting ready to start right away, is we're going to take the roof off, because the roof needs to be watertight, and we need to hope and keep our fingers crossed that we don't get any weird rains or weird weather, so that they can hurry up and they're going to open it up just part of the roof at a time, so that we can basically keep everything else safe except for what's open, and I'm sure they'll find some good way of covering that while they're working through it. So, and even some like little fine details up here. It's just beautiful, very faint. And around the base, we have what we have in a lot of room, which is sort of just a brown molding. It's definitely mimicking something that would be higher. We probably will consider putting something in that's a little higher than that. You can see all the wallpaper will be pulled off or has fallen off already. These doors will get replaced by something that we have some sort of shutters on it. I don't know. I think for the most part, we're going to try to keep the circumference of this room, minus just this lower wall, exactly the same.
Well, I mean,
and just add our furniture to it.
And you can really think of it as just leaving this wall as it is, and just changing this door out for 2 doors instead.
Exactly.
And then.
Exactly.
So it's less like, it's not really that we're like knocking out the wall and stuff so much as we're rearranging the doors into 2 doors so that we can keep the flow of things in the middle.
Exactly. So thanks for coming to this episode of Room by Room and our ensuite bathroom. And we hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if there's something we like scanned by but you didn't see, definitely let us know, and we'll answer it in the comments. Or if it's more than just a comment, we'll make another video. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.